Hi everybody, it's Mr. D at In the Middle with Mr. D at blogspot.com with teaching tips for Lesson 13, Day 1. Now, in this lesson today, we are starting actually with this, intervals. We're looking at intervals in the space between the notes, and I'm going to have them tell me, is it a third, is it a fifth, as they're looking at it, so they're counting the spaces and lines. They will have a little difficulty with numbers 4 and 5 because of where the first note is located. So if you get that lesson, you'll see what I'm talking about, and you just want to be cautious about that. And then at group rhythm exercise, today I'm going to introduce syncopa, the Kodai version of that, and I'm going to demonstrate it first, the first example that you'll see on the lesson, and then I'm going to actually have them perform it right back to me. So they feel it first from me, and they demonstrate it right back. And then numbers 2 and 3 that you'll see, I will actually have them perform it right off the bat. We'll talk about syncopation and how it makes their music that they listen to fun, and without it they wouldn't want to dance or move to it. I try to bring it in comparison to their lives, and we will then go into the game forbidden pattern, and we're going to use high sol, low sol, and do. And I'll ask a lot of questions as I did in lesson 12. What interval is this that we just sang, if we go from do to mi, etc. I'm using all do, mi, sol, high do, and low sol. And then we're going to go into follow the hand activity. They should be getting more comfortable with follow the hand now. They should be successful at singing do to mi. You want to be careful to compare, to make sure they're placing their hands properly, so they hit sol properly versus mi going from do. And a lot of times, of course, they confuse do to high do versus do to sol above low do. That's very common, so we want to help them find those. They often, when they need to go to low sol, they go to do instead. So the hand placement will be key, and you have to emphasize that. And just go slow and hold things if you hear some missed pitches, so they can recognize it, and if they don't recognize it, then you sing it for them. And that's sort of how I work that. Then we'll go into the sight singing example that you'll see on the lesson, and that sight singing example has more difficult rhythms than we've had. It includes dotted, half, quarter combination in it, as well as many other. The rhythms are getting harder. There is no rhythm pattern in that example as well. You can find that entire lesson on Music in the Middle at Mr. D. Music in the Middle with Mr. D at teacherspayteachers.com.